I'm very particular in terms of what I want and the house I wanted. We saw quite a few homes. There was nothing, no other builder or home appealed to me the way Total Environment did. It wasn't a decision, I think, that we had to think so much about. We came in, we saw, and we were like, wow, that's what I want. We had a look at the model home. The thing that really hits you is the amount of light that you get in. It's very open, it's very airy. It makes the house seem much warmer and it's more inviting.
What really took me by surprise was, as you walk in, you don't expect the double ceiling. It just opens up, and that in some ways really reflects, I'd like to believe, our personality. It's very open, it's very large, and we just loved it. We just fell in love with it as soon as you got into the experience home. We just said, okay, this is it.
It's not loud. It's understated. It's like the quiet luxury that people talk about. When we're saying value for money, we're talking about the materials that are used. We're talking about how the house is aging for us. We've seen it. It's been 7 years. We've really had to do nothing to the home, and that's huge, because I've seen so many other homes here. I've seen friends who've had homes. 3 years down the line, you are painting, you're fixing this, you're fixing something in the bathroom, you're doing hordes of things. We've honestly really had to do nothing much at all. So there's a corner here where it's in the morning at 7, we get a lot of nice light that comes through. It's quiet there, and we can both sit together, we have our coffee, we talk about our day. I think we've had some of our best conversations or decisions we've had to make. A little nook for us. It's a little our space that we have that's here. If I'm not here, the other place that I really am is in the bedroom. And I have a sofa there that's also by the window, and that's also where I get the light coming in, and I curl up there. I've got either a book or my iPad, and if I can get half an hour quiet time there, that's the best that can happen to me. We don't share a wall with any other house next door, be it there or on that side or on this side.
It's your space.
Yeah, it's your space. And then we've got all the greenery here. So it never feels like you're living in an apartment. It truly feels like you're living in a house.
And then again, that's for Shivani and Kamal, a lot of credit to them. It's not just within the house, you go step outside of the community. I honestly don't know of any builder anywhere in the world who will go ahead and make this community a labor of love.
They keep fixing things in the community, which we know, and we tell people no other builder does it, right? They've given you the house, it's all said and done. Kamal still walks in and sees something that is not working right, and then he goes ahead and redoes it. No one does that. And I think people don't realize that often. When we first saw the house, when we first saw the model home, Total Environment, this was the one that was a huge selling point for us. It was very different, not something that we'd seen elsewhere. It was not just a wooden deck, it was a wooden deck along with the garden and the space, this long space that is there. That meant a lot, partly because our son was very used to a house with a big backyard. And that was where he would come back from school and just run and go. And I was honestly very worried when we were moving back, what's he going to do now? And now that's what happens when he comes back from school. Now he comes straight into that chair right there at the back, and that's where he spends 15-20 minutes as his quiet time in there. And this is also, I think, our entertainment spot for anyone. Every dinners we have, even if we start out in the living room, but we all land up moving out here, and this becomes a fulcrum point for all our entertainment.
We've got a few of our close, I would say, colleagues of mine coming in from France, Paris, and I remember, the main executive taking me to a corner and going and saying, "Who built this? Who architected this? Did you guys have a role to play?" I said, "No, it is Kamal and Shivani at Total Environment." And they say, "This is so beautiful." They have not seen something like this.
We love books at home. The kids read a lot, I read a lot. Sudeep tries to read a lot, but he definitely buys a lot of books. So the bookshelf, we actually extended the bookshelf. yeah, we wanted more space in terms of the books, etc. So you start living in a house and you grow with the house. So the kids, when they came in, they were really young and they shared a bedroom together. And they kind of grew older, and my daughter moved out saying that she needs a room of space of her own, etc.
Shibani found the time, I don't know how, to come over home, and she went and spoke to both the children. She came to each of the rooms and tried to really understand what is it that the kids wanted. And I get a feeling that this concept of listening first, that stands at the very forefront of our total environment property, because there is empathy. You're not just going ahead and going out there and building a community. You listen, what is relevant, what is vibing with the ecosystem. And in this case, we saw it in action. She came through her busy schedule. She spent time with us as a family. Then she came to each of these rooms, one of this room being the customized one, and listened to the kids. What is it that they really wanted?
When he wants to chill out, when he wants to read a book, or when he wants to just be away from everybody, he would climb up to the bunk bed and sit on top. And Shibani understood what he was coming up with. Now, this is a boy who through COVID years, he's like around 6'2". So a bunk bed will not work for somebody like that. But I think what happened was that she heard him, she personalized the entire room to what he wanted. So the only thing that Manya really wanted is that her whole thing, what she told Shibani, was that she wanted to be surrounded by her books because she loves to read, and that's who she is as a person. She's got her bed, she's got a big bed where she can lord over, but then when she lies down and she looks up, she's literally seeing all her books all around her. And she looks out and she's got the flowers that are out here. So it's just it's a very cozy little space for her. The community was a huge factor for us when we moved in here, because it was the first time, honestly, for us as a couple, as a family living in India. We tend to find that the people who buy a total environment home has a kind of a similar ethos, and they believe in some things like the environment, like sustainability, or just taking care of things around you. They're really very friendly. So we never really had to make friends outside. The pool for Manya to swim was big because she was swimming a lot when we moved in, and the gym and the yoga room where I would go in.
And then you have the cafe, which is all self-containing. I mean, actually the theatre is a great way of also telling a little bit more about the community.
Staying in a 5-star hotel and having all the services just taken care for you, we've had no complaints whatsoever in terms of the service levels. In fact,
there are so many who live in this community. For them, it's not their first purchase. It actually is a second or third purchase. Word of mouth and the fact that you've been able to get a customer back again, in some ways underscores everything that we've been talking about. So that's a very important data point for us as we were looking at a total environment place, which is the reason why I believe this is one house, a home, which we will want to go ahead and continue with and pass down generations.